your couple while you're happy.
The new way that I've got of parenting, that if you like is my second parenting language, because my first parenting language is my parents, the one I inherited. I don't accept that story. I like some of it, but I want to change that story. So I raise my children differently. My children, then their first language is this more functional. I see that because I have grandchildren. And I see my daughter parenting in ways as a young woman that it took me to mid-40s to learn. But for her, it's her first language, this functional type of parenting.
I had a family friend come over and I was trying to tell her that I was feeling a bit like off center. And I said to her, oh, you know, I'm going through like, and she goes, postnatal depression? And I went, no. No. And I was in denial for a bit. Like, I kind of was like, no, I was just trying to tell you I'm feeling a bit weird. And then that night, I got in the shower and I started crying. And I didn't know why. And these thoughts just came like wildfire. Thoughts of like, my son would be better off without me. My husband would be better off without me. Am I enough? I'm not enough. What if I just went for a drive and I never came back? What if then I started thinking about what if my baby died? And I remember yelling, but I couldn't hear myself yelling. And I literally had to bang on the door. And I was like, Ben! And he had baby. And so he quickly put him in his little bounce neck, came around. He said, whoa, what's wrong? And he fully opened up the shower, sat down like on the side and was talking to me. And I said, I think I'm going through postnatal depression. And he goes, tell me what you're thinking. And I just unloaded. And he said, okay, you finish crying in the shower. I'll finish with son. And then, you know, we'll put him down and then we'll have a talk. I think if we didn't prepare beforehand about that open communication, non-judgmental zone promise thing that we did beforehand, I don't think I would have told him, because I think he would have got scared. I think he would have not known what was going on and thought that I was absolutely mental. The next day, funnily enough, my plunkett nurse had booked in to come and see me. And my family friend that was there the day before that kind of triggered the thought. She was there trying to unpack my house because she knew I was just at a really low point. And the plunkett nurse was like, so how are you doing? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm great. I got so good at just being, I'm great, I'm good. And my family friend kind of looked at me like, I was like, actually, I'm not doing too good. I grew up knowing I was adopted, and I saw my biological dad DJing on on the TV, and I said, maybe it's time for me to meet him. And so I messaged him on Facebook, out of all places, and I said, I don't know if you know me, but I'm your daughter. And it all came back, and he was like, cool, I'll fly over and I'll meet you. Because I'm a musician myself, like music like runs through my blood on both sides. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm part of him and he's part of me. And like, I felt so excited, and I was like, maybe like he'll want me. Yeah. I thought for a moment that we can just be a family and go back to whatever it could have been. And the night that he flew in and he knocked on the door, and I ran downstairs and I opened the door and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to cry, I wanted to laugh, I wanted to hold him, and we hugged, and it was lots of tears. And It was good. We spent quite a bit of time together over a couple of years. I felt really happy. I don't know. I felt like we're good, and I understood our relationship. Well, I thought I did. And then I wouldn't hear from him for years. Why am I being left? Why is this whole feeling of neglect was something that I really struggled with growing up. Being validated, I was only 15, and my anxiety just got worse from there, as it does, because it's like a snowball. Once it opens and you don't sort it out, I really didn't care if I was hurt in any way, as long as I felt physically like someone would cuddle me. That's all. I just wanted someone to hold me and tell me it was okay. And then I met my husband. I felt like when I got to that low point in my postnatal, my cup was empty and I needed to quickly fill it and efficiently fill it. I look at my husband now. He would do anything for his mum. I've always been told to look for that. And I thought it wouldn't matter, but now that I'm married to him, and now he's the father of my child, I made a good choice. I definitely made a good choice. I got my act together and I realized you want to kind of just work at it slowly. It becomes a full feeling and you feel like you can stand on your own 2 feet and not be moved as easily. I am a survivor. I am a mother. I am Aaliyah Stacey Armstrong.